Okay, guys. Hello and welcome to a very impromptu episode of the Plot Twist podcast. Fingers crossed that this one is going to go up on YouTube. Because, and this is a long story, if this video works, I will explain more in my next video. Also, where the German episode went and all that stuff. But I have recorded 4 videos over the summer, and none of them made it through to you because of sound issues. And I know that sounds stupid. It is stupid. It is annoying. It's what it is. Now we're dealing with other sounds like traffic going by. So between those 4 videos, I had different sorts of audio problems. I'm not going to go into them, but what it all came down to was that none of the videos were usable. So I am very sorry, and I did not mean to go to leave the space here for as long as I did. Believe me, I tried to reconnect and talk to you and show you what I'm working on. It just didn't work at all, and I took it as a sign to not force it and just take a step back. Now, I want to try again and just show you what I'm working on just currently, what I've just bound off and just cast on. So this is going to be a short and sweet and fast little video. I chose a different background today. I'm almost in the sun already, so I have to be quick about this. I'm sorry that you're looking at like my sad little cucumber plants in the back. They used to be so lush and green, but now they aren't anymore. They're still growing cucumbers though, so I take good care of them. I have more down on my plot, on my field, sort of newer plants. These are the first generation of this year, so they look a little sad, but just because they have lived a life already. I very quickly want to show you that I bound off this Batgirl. And I mean, the good thing about all those videos getting lost due to audio issues is that you did not have to hear me whine about the slip stitches in this project. Because I want to say, sort of, this portion went very, very, very slowly. The rest, as soon as I had separated for the sleeves, because then the front and the back separate, they flew off my needles. I almost want to say, not quite, because this is not even. This is light fingering weight yarn, and slip stitches. So 2 things that really slow you down. but it went much faster, and I got my mojo back for this project. So that was good. And ends are not woven in, as you can tell, but I love it, and I'm very psyched. It's off my needles. And what I did to celebrate is all the yarn info, etc., are on my Ravelry page, and that can be found in the description box below. There are going to be links there. What I did to celebrate the end of that project was cast on a mini version of it. Hold on, what is happening here? And I have gotten, there is a tractor on the field back there. There's a lot of noise today. I hope it's not disturbing. I cast on a mini version. So that's going to be for my daughter. And my version is knit out of alpaca yarn, and I had several alpaca yarn leftovers still in stash. So I combined them. Here I am squinting in the sun. And I measured sort of my circumference and the amount of stitches that I chose to cast on, and then I measured her and just did the corresponding, size, sort of, because all this has to be is divisible by 10. I mean 5 for the individual repeats, but 10 once you split for the sleeves. And so that was really easy to sort of fidget. I'm sorry that now I have to squint. I thought I had a few more minutes here in the shade, but I don't. Hope it doesn't look too stupid. It's all for the sake of just reconnecting. Just saying hi. I'm still here. Sorry you didn't hear from me in I don't even know how long. Months? 2 months? More than that. Anyway, doesn't matter. So that's the mini version. I've gotten up to here. It's pretty slow going. and I'm making shorter repeats. I'll explain all of this once I get to, really talk about this in depth. I just quickly wanted to show you. It's using up scraps and making us twin, sort of. It's also a very similar color palette, sort of in the same range. As I hold it in the sun, you can even see it better. And I enjoy that. I enjoy that project more than I thought I would, because this really had me, I don't know, really dislike all those slip stitches, but not so much that I didn't want to, carry on, and I'm glad I did, and did not put it down, because this might have not gotten picked up again. So that was good. And now, for me, this is the absolute star of the show, because I have really been wanting to cast this next sweater on for such a long time, and I did in the past with other leftover yarns that I had and stash yarn. But the color combination it was not working at all. It was good in theory, but it wasn't good in practice. It looked very off. I would never have worn this, and also I didn't want to finish it. I didn't even want to finish the beginning portion of the sweater. It's a sweater I'm talking about. So I ripped it out and abandoned the project until, but not completely, like not in my mind. I didn't abandon it. I just abandoned that particular project because I knew I was going to frog it. But I also knew I wanted to cast this on with a different main color. And that one was sort of unclear where I was going to go with that. Until I figured it out. I'm talking about the stripe hype sweater. And there are beautiful, beautiful versions out there of that sweater. What is happening here? Where's the other needle? Okay, here. It's now scrunched up because, you start knitting the back and then you pick up stitches for the front until you join for knitting, in the round. I'm not there yet at that joining point, which is why it's all a little bit wonky. But I'm going to show you the back as best as I can. Then you can already tell. So this is going to be sitting a little bit higher because my shoulders, but this is the beginning of what I've knit for the back. And I had a green main color and that didn't work at all. It looked horrible. It looked really bad. But this I am so pleased with. I'm really happy with that. So these are all scraps from Rauma Finul and Jameson and Smith 2-ply jumper weight. You may recognize these colors from my half and half triangles wrap because I striped it. I don't know if this one's in there, but these three sure are. And I think, yes, I think all of the ones that I'll put in here are leftovers from that project, which is great. I love those colors together, and I think this very light, creamy, camely color, I don't know what it's called. This very light beige really goes with it. This is my hand spun. That is what it looks like. It's my project that I've been spinning, off and on. And I've produced, up until now, I think I've produced 2 full skeins, which is this was pretty much 100 grams, and the others also in that neighborhood, and then a smaller thing. Whoa! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! I don't know if I'm gonna cut this out or not, but a butterfly just flew through the picture, through the frame, and through the picture. And I got very scared because I did see it coming, and also I'm sometimes a little scared of butterflies and dragonflies, which are the worst for me. I'm really very scared of dragonflies, and it's so stupid. I know. You don't have to tell me, but I am I like seeing butterflies, but I don't need them on me, and I didn't see that one coming. Anyway, so yeah, that's my hand spun, and I chose. As I was plying this, I thought, hold on, why is this not my main color? And then I can just start knitting. And I made a little swatch because I wanted to determine whether this was the right weight. But you can, or whether I would have to hold a mohair with it, because that would have been an option. But the mohair, it turned out a little bit too thick, and also it didn't work. I didn't like the texture on these small needles. It's just a 3mm needle that I have, but this is a fingering weight. I don't know if you can see, but this is a fingering weight hand spun. Yeah, I hope you can see how it looks together. It is about the same weight. Having said that, my hand spun is sort of thick and thin in some places. So now here there is a portion that is pretty even, but there are very thin portions in there too. So, well, that is why it just looks more, well, uneven. Not because of my knitting, but because of the yarn, you know? It just looks very, well, it's just a different texture, you know? But that's okay. That's okay. It's also a look. It's a hand spun look at that point where I am. I'm a very newbie spinner, so I'm very proud that I got to produce this. I think the twist on this is also good, and the skein that I applied before, the twist could have been a little tighter, you know, when plying. I could have plied it more tightly together. I'm going to leave it as it is now, but going forward, because I have much more, you know, I have a lot of this wool to still ply, spin up and ply together. So going forward, I'm going to do it like I did here and give it a bit more twist when plying, but I'm going to use the other as it is. I don't know how far this is going to last me. It might, like, judging from this, it might last me through the body of the sweater. That would be my guess. And then I'm going to have extra for the sleeves, I assume. Let's see. And just cross that bridge when I get there. So like I said, I have more. I also want to spin up more for this project if I need more. And I think it just makes so much sense to knit with your hand spun early on in the game and not be a spinner for years and years and years. And then you never really know whether, I would have never known whether it makes sense what I do, you know? And I saw Marlene of Marlene Knits, I think is her name, right? Yeah, well, anyway, so I saw her using her hand spun so much over those last few months that I thought, why don't I just use that? Like, that would be the obvious solution. I think it's perfect because it makes the other colors pop so much, and it also is the perfect neutral to go with it. Now, I know that this is not really my color. I knew that before. So what I decided is, so it's hard to tell now, but this is going to be the neck opening here. And this is where I'm going to pick up stitches for the neck in the back and here in the front, and the other front part I'm knitting just right now. So that's why it's so hard to show you. And there I'm not going to finish off with this color like the pattern suggests, that you use your main color for the finishings, but I'm going to use in this case I think a little bit of a purpley burgundy color that will go up next. That will be the next color, like, to my face. And I'm also, I don't know if it will last for all of the ribbing, like on my wrists and on the hem, but if it does, I'm going to use that color for all the finishing. If it doesn't, I will use a different shade or order more. I can decide on that later, but I will always use one of those colorful colors that are not hand spun by me. So this color is not going to be like next to skin or the last thing on my wrist. I think on the wrist it doesn't really matter, but on the neck it does, you know. And that can make or break the project, the color that is just right next to your face. So I'm going to use a color that I think works well for me, so as to, take away from this beige on me. Ooh, I lost my knitting. But this is all that I wanted to show you. This is all of the progress that I've made. I, honest to God, cannot wait to get back to this. This is all I want to knit on. If I had all day, every day to knit on this until it's off my needles, I'd be such a happy camper and just do that. This is so much fun. This is so much fun. And as you can tell, we're still really in summer. And I'm not wishing it away, but I'm here for fall knitting. And everybody seems to be doing fall knitting plans videos. And maybe I just got inspired to cast on a sweater, but I could also feel it in my bones that it was coming, that the next sweater knit was coming, and I am thrilled. This is everything I want to work on. It's so much fun, and I just desperately wanted to share. So this is going to be a super short, quick video with me squinting in the sun, and I'm sorry, but if the audio is okay, I'm honestly not worried about anything else at this point. And I will hopefully be able to just use this little footage to reconnect and say hi and say how have you been doing. If this goes up on YouTube, thank you so much for waiting for the next video, and please let me know what you're knitting on. Are you also in fall sweater knitting mode already, or are you still in obsessed with all your summer knits? Is it still very hot where you are? Or maybe you're in the southern hemisphere and you're now transitioning into spring and just about to pick up sort of lighter, smaller, more portable not objects, projects. Do let me know. I'm very excited to reconnect and get back on this space, and I hope to be back very soon with a little bit more content. And well, all I have left to say is thank you so much for checking out the video and for coming back if you have. And I hope to see you soon. Happy knitting, you guys. Bye.